What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to reveal my predictions for Hell in a Cell. Yes, crazy enough, Hell in a Cell is this Sunday. Why? I've got no fucking clue, but it's interesting because this pay-per-view is actually going to be the last one before WWE goes on tour, which is insane. So after this pay-per-view, the Thunderdome will be no more. After this pay-per-view, it'll be all done. Well, at least in terms of the pay-per-views. Ooh, excuse me. In terms of the pay-per-views, the Thunderdome will be no more. They'll be going back on tour, and Money in the Bank will be the first pay-per-view that features fans, like in-person fans, which is awesome. As of now, there are only 5 matches on the card, with 4 titles being defended. There may be more matches announced tomorrow night on SmackDown, as far as like the SmackDown side of things. But without any further ado, let's get straight into it. So first up, before I forget, I had a suspicion that as far as NXT TakeOver in Your House goes, there was actually another match that aired, but it only aired on YouTube, as far as like I know anyway. It was a match between. It was actually a tag team match between the Robert Stone brand, which was, I believe, Aaliyah and Jessica Kamea, taking on hang on, guys. If I can find, I'm literally on YouTube on my Fire Stick here. Hang on. It was actually released on Monday, the other day, so where is it? Where are you? Here you are. Here you are. So it was the Robert Stone brand, which was obviously Aaliyah and Jessica Kamea against Saray and Zoe Stark, which that match lasted 11 minutes 23 seconds, and the Robert Stone brand ended up losing that match, which, I mean, it's Robert Stone. You really can't go wrong with that. But that was the match. Nothing really too crazy from that matchup, honestly, but still. Anyway, guys, that being said, let's get straight into this. So first up, we have Shayna Baszler versus Alexa Bliss. This is based off of the fact that Shayna Baszler had the balls big enough to say that Lily, which was Bliss's friend, I guess, said that Lily was a stupid doll. Yeah, and that kind of backfired on Shayna because we've all heard the old saying, "Karma is a bitch," and apparently in this scenario, Lily's the biggest one of them all, because Lily tormented Shayna Baszler to close out Monday Night Raw this past Monday, and we found out that during that segment, it'll be Shayna Baszler versus Alexa Bliss. This is interesting because Alexa Bliss is more of a tenacious superstar when it comes to being in that ring. Shayna Baszler is more striking, submission, and has a very high ring IQ. This is going to be interesting because Alexa Bliss is a 3-time Raw Women's Champion, a 2-time SmackDown Women's Champion, and a 2-time Women's Tag Team Champion as well. And she's also won Money in the Bank. So Shayna Baszler is a 2-time NXT Women's Champion and a 2-time Tag Team Champion as well. So one has to wonder, who has the advantage in going into this match? Honestly, I think it's Alexa Bliss because of the mind games. Just because of the mind games. So, I gotta go with Alexa Bliss on this one. Next up, we have the first of 4 titles being defended. This one is a fucking death wish. I'm just saying right now, this is a death wish for Rey Mysterio. Because he is challenging Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship inside Hell in a Cell. He didn't... Here's the funny thing. Rey Mysterio did not say that he wanted to be Universal Champion. He did not say that at all. So one has to wonder, maybe it was Adam Pearce who's pitched the idea to make that match for the Universal Championship. Maybe it was Sonya, but Paul Heyman, also from what I saw in that clip from Talking Smack, he didn't even mention anything about Reigns defending the Universal title. Maybe Reigns insisted on putting the title on the line because he had to defend the title at a pay-per-view, i.e. Hell in a Cell. This is a match based on family, based on family morals, because Roman Reigns is the Universal Champion. Ever since he became champion last year at Payback, he's beaten superstars from the likes of Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, Edge, Cesaro, Braun Strowman, The Fiend, just to name a few. And each and every one, they came this close from becoming Universal Champion. But aside from Roman's matches with Jey Uso, all of his other matches had to have Jey Uso in his corner to bail him out. This is interesting because Roman Reigns has been in, I believe, 6? I believe in 5 Hell in a Cell matches, if I remember right. Because I know that in 2015 he went up against Bray. I know that in 2015 he battled Bray Wyatt inside Hell in a Cell. If I remember correctly, and I'm going back into my book here, if I remember right, yeah, Roman Reigns actually battled Rusev to retain the United States Championship, which was actually a very interesting matchup. 2017, I think, if I remember right, 2017, I think that was a SmackDown pay-per-view, wasn't it? Yeah, 2017 was a SmackDown pay-per-view, so 2018, let's go 2018. If I remember right, 2018, he battled Braun Strowman, but that match ended in a no contest because of the fact that Brock Lesnar returned and attacked both men, so it ended in a no contest. 2019, I believe he was out. What was he out? No, he was not. No, he teamed up with Daniel Bryan to take on Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. God rest Harper's soul. And that match ended with DB and Reigns winning that matchup. Now last year's Hell in a Cell again was against Jey Uso, and Uso ended up losing. So he's been in 4, 5 Hell in a Cell matches. I believe this would make it his 6th Hell in a Cell match, if I remember correctly, somewhere around there. And Rey Mysterio has never been inside Hell in a Cell before, so one has to wonder, could that become the big X factor going into this match? Honestly, no, because Rey Mysterio has a lot of experience when it comes to being in cage matches. People forget people forget that he's been in several Elimination Chamber matches throughout his whole career. He's been in a lot of steel cage matches throughout his whole career. So that experience, so he can take that experience and ship it directly into Hell in a Cell. But keep in mind, this is Roman Reigns we're talking about here. This is a guy who powerbombed Ray's son Dominic from inside the ring all the way down to the floor on the outside. Just powerbombed him, and from the rumors that I heard, apparently he'll be out of SmackDown tomorrow night. So one has to wonder, if Ray and Dom will be tag team champions again. Like whether or not they'll still be the SmackDown tag team champions. But this match is not just based on family morals. It's based on respect, and after what happened last year at last year's Hell in a Cell. Honestly, you can't go wrong with Roman Reigns. As big of a fan as I am of Rey Mysterio, you can't when it comes to Hell in a Cell, the match itself, you cannot bet against Roman Reigns. So I gotta go with Roman Reigns on this one. And speaking of respect, we have another match. We have a match that is based on respect. Bianca Belair defending her SmackDown Women's title against Bayley, and it's interesting because the last time Bayley defended her SmackDown Women's title at Hell in a Cell, it was actually last year's Hell in a Cell, where she lost to Sasha Banks. So, those jinx, those jinx can come back to bite Bayley, and Bianca Belair could end up retaining. But this is Bayley we're talking about here. This is a woman who has a very high ring IQ when it comes to being in that ring, and Bayley's been around for a long time. She's been around for a while. Bianca Belair's been on the main roster for only a year? A year, and she's been in NXT for a few years, chasing after the NXT Women's title. Now as the SmackDown Women's Champion, and is also a Royal Rumble winner. So one has to ask, can Bayley pull it off? Honestly, no. I don't think Bayley can pull it off because for one, Bayley is blinded by her own ego. She's buying into the delusion that she was the one that made SmackDown that made the SmackDown Women's division great. Honestly, I don't see it that way because while it is true that she did set the bar high for the SmackDown Women's division, she had Sasha Banks helping her out. So that's one thing you cannot deny. You cannot deny the fact that Sasha Banks helped Bayley set the bar for the SmackDown Women's division, despite the antics, despite the cheating. Bayley did set the bar, but she had to have the help of Sasha Banks to do it. And you know Bayley, if you were to ask her that question, she'll just deny it. She'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Sasha Banks, who dat? Bayley be like, Sasha Banks, who dat? I don't know who dat. That's what Bayley's gonna be saying. So this matchup, I gotta go with Bianca. If she can use the Bayley's frustration to her advantage, because Bayley's been frustrated for a while now. If Bianca Belair can use Bayley's frustration to her advantage, she wins easily. Speaking of Hell in a Cell, we have a second Hell in a Cell match. This one's for the WWE title. It is the almighty Bobby Lashley, the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre. Last year's Hell in a Cell, Drew McIntyre fell short against Randy Orton. The big question is, can Drew McIntyre do it? That's the big question, but people forget. Drew McIntyre forgot the fact that Bobby Lashley is no stranger to cage matches. He's been in steel cage matches. He's been in the Elimination Chamber before. He's even been a part of Bellator, which, hello, Bellator, MMA, it's a cage. It's a cage. Bobby Lashley is no stranger to that. So one has to wonder, will that become the big X factor for Bobby Lashley going into this match on Sunday? The answer is yes, because Bobby Lashley, one of Bobby Lashley's early cage matches was against Booker T, or I guess King Booker in this sense, for the United States Championship. And it's interesting because Bobby Lashley, ever since returning to WWE back in 2018, he has been extremely dominant. Like, extremely dominant. Becoming a 2-time Intercontinental Champion, winning his second United States Championship, winning the WWE title for the first time ever in his entire career. You cannot deny the fact that Bobby Lashley, he's been pretty dominant. I will give him credit. He has been pretty dominant, but if you look back at WrestleMania, Bobby Lashley had to have the help of MVP to retain the WWE title. This proves that Bobby Lashley is like Roman Reigns. Bobby Lashley cannot retain his title without backup. It happened when Lio Rush was his hype man, and he was the Intercontinental Champion. Which, for those who don't know about Lio Rush, apparently he had gotten injured, and it got to the point where he decided to retire. So shout outs to Lio Rush. Big congrats to you on a very interesting but impressive career. Obviously becoming NXT Cruiserweight Champion, becoming the hype man of Bobby Lashley, which was pretty cool. I have to admit, props to you, man. I do hope you watch this video. If you do, congrats on the career. Best of luck to you in the future, my dude. But again, Bobby Lashley cannot win a match on his own. Roman Reigns is the exact same way, so one has to ask, who has the advantage? Drew McIntyre or Bobby Lashley? The answer, maybe Bobby Lashley when it comes to just normal cage matches. But this is Hell in a Cell. This is no ordinary cage match. No ordinary cage match. Okay, this is Hell in a Cell. The most busted, the most brutal match any one person could ever be in. So I gotta go with Drew McIntyre on this one. Alright, you guys, in the last match on the card, we have Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's title. Let's just be real here. Charlotte Flair is she's overhyped, overpushed, overrated, and she doesn't even deserve to be in this matchup. I'm just saying it now. I'm calling it right now. Rhea Ripley retains. There, I said it. So I said it. I know that there's going to be people who are going to at me in the comments, and they're going to say, "Oh, Charlotte Flair deserves to be Raw Women's Champion. She's won way too many titles." So honestly, I don't see it happening at all. Rhea Ripley is still, she's new to becoming, she's new at being Raw Women's Champion. She's got this in the books. But that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button if you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more pay-per-view and takeover prediction videos in the future. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to check me out on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description. And if you guys have fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.